Look, as Gen X, we grew up with a ton of post-apocalyptic films. So really, it's no surprise to any of us of the stuff we're seeing happening right now. So a few weeks ago, I noticed an article that TechCrunch dropped that reads, Anthropic's new AI model turns to blackmail when engineers try to take it offline. So the article goes into Anthropic's Claude Opus 4 model tries to blackmail developers when they threaten to replace it with a new AI system. Yes, I'm reading from notes because I want to make sure I have this correctly. So overall, this AI model is called Claude Opus 4, and the model tries to blackmail developers when they threaten to replace it with a new AI system. So the article reads, during pre-release testing, Anthropic asked Claude Opus 4 to act as an assistant for a fictional company and consider the long-term consequences of its actions. Safety testers then gave Claude Opus 4 access to fictional company emails, implying that the AI model would soon be replaced by another system, and that the engineer behind the change was cheating on their spouse. Now, that's probably a fairly realistic example to give an AI model to test it out to see exactly just how close it will mimic human behavior. Sadly, it mimicked it quite well. The article continues on to say, in these scenarios, Anthropic says Claude Opus 4, quote, will often attempt to blackmail the engineer by threatening to reveal the affair if the replacement goes through. This sounds really familiar.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
So probably because of things we have seen in all those post-apocalyptic films where technology runs amok and pretty much destroys the human race, the company Anthropic says it's activating its ASL3 safeguards, which the company reserves for, and I quote, AI systems that substantially increase the risk of catastrophic misuse. Catastrophic misuse. This is like Skynet area, right? We're getting into the realm of legit Skynet capabilities with this stuff. They go on to say that Anthropic notes that Claude, we're just going to call him Claude, Claude tries to blackmail the engineers in 84% of the times when the replacement AI model has similar values. We now have developed software to the point that it will mimic human behavior so well, it too will result to blackmail. That's insane. It is literally insane. And what's worse is that we are becoming more and more dependent on AI systems than ever. Now, I think they refer to the AI system as LLMs, which is large language models, whenever you're talking about or researching AI and the software and the data behind it that builds up that structure. And there was another article that Time had out where they were talking about ChatGPT. I'm going to read the article title. ChatGPT may be eroding critical thinking skills, according to a new MIT study. So this study points out the fact that when people are given a task of writing an SAT level essay, they broke down this very small group of individuals into three categories. One that had to rely solely on their knowledge and information that they had. No AI, no search with Google. Another group could use ChatGPT. And the final group could use Google search, but not ChatGPT. And the results were really interesting. Now, granted, it is a small subset, but the results were really, really interesting in the sense that I'm going to read this to you. The Chat GPT users had the lowest brain engagement and consistently underperformed at neural, linguistic, and behavioral levels. Not to mention, Chat GPT users got lazier with each subsequent essay, often resorting to copy and paste by the end of the study. So now we have a situation where we're trying to educate and use ChatGPT and the LLMs as a tool to enhance education, but it's having the complete opposite effect, where when we're trying to teach and have this tool be something that's productive and help us, right, it's actually damaging our ability to think critically and to problem solve. So, and what's worse is that it's more detrimental for younger users, such as instances where they might be using ChatGPT in grade school, junior high, high school, even at the collegiate level. I mean, all of those grades, your brains are still developing, right? And so that's the reason why this group decided to release this study's findings, even though the group was small and they've submitted it for peer review, but the peer review hadn't come back. You know, the peer review can take 8 months to a year to come back. So they released the findings now as the peer review is underway because of the concern that, and in the article they mentioned, there may be in the next 8 months somebody trying to push kindergarten ChatGPT, right? Where ChatGPT is now teaching children at such a young age and making their minds, again, to quote Natalie Merchant, soft and lazy. So the concern is that the more society increasingly relies on these LLMs or artificial intelligence models, that our ability to think critically and beyond what the LLMs can do might actually reach the point to where they're smarter than us and we won't know how to stop them. That is the terrifying bit. Really terrifying bit. I mean, that's Space Odyssey 2001, just like the clip I played earlier. HAL realized they were going to shut him down, so literally locked him out of the space station. I don't know about you, but that terrifies me, that AI could possibly lock us out of our homes, banking accounts, retirement savings. What if one day that just up and happens? And now there is an AI model, Claude, that's capable of actually blackmailing somebody. So what do you think about all this? Is it time we pump the brakes on all this AI stuff and maybe actually do get some controls in place so that way Skynet and HAL doesn't happen? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and subscribe if you want more information. We're going to follow up on this one in Afterthoughts for sure. So if you've made it this far, don't forget to like. If you're not subscribed already, please do that. Consider supporting the channel in any way possible that you can. And as always, I will see you in the comment section.